So, Nathan, um, if you were to describe your year, like what do you think of this year, pretty much?
Uh, well, for me, I this year I called it the year of death because there's just been a lot of people
Hmm.
that like are mostly known.
Yeah. Uh, in comparative to like the past few years, where does this one stand to you?
The worst in my point.
From your point of view, yeah, definitely the worst. Um, anything else you'd like to add?
Um, well,
All right. I'd say this year for me personally though was a lot better than the past few years have been. I'd say
yeah.
like yeah, like it was far from great, but like I feel like I don't know. Hold on, I sort of feel like I can like take this year and put it in comparison to the past few years and go, yeah, you know what,
Yeah.
it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
I just feel like for me personally, there just wasn't that much good or bad. It's just sort of a lot of okay, well, same as last year, but no COVID. uh,
I never got COVID, so
yeah,
I was lucky enough.
yeah. So, I mean, in short, for you, 2022 was terrible, and for me, 2022 was kind of good. Not
Yeah.
great, but not better than some of the previous years. And
Yeah.
I definitely say there's things to look up to, right?
2021 for me was just a part two of 2020.
Yeah. Uh, well, I guess while we're on the topic of years, what would you say is your best year?
Huh?
What would you say is your best year? If we're talking, I mean, we're talking about the current year, right? What is your best year? Would you say
Ah, shit.
that
I
you
don't
have
fucking know.
memory of? That is.
I'm not sure. Woo! Oh, of course. I lost my fucking shit. I need one plastic. Do you have one plastic? Thank you. I at least want to make one of these.
Yeah. So, what if you had to pick a year, then what would you be? What would be your best year? Just like off the top of your head.
2015.
Why?
Um, 2016 was okay, but it was kind of this downward spiral those years. So I'd say the year before that was
Yeah.
better.
Yeah. 2016 was my worst year personally.
Yeah.
But in terms of my best year, I've always said, like always throughout my life, said 2013, 2013, 2013. But now I don't know anymore. I really don't. I have a feeling.
Yeah.
I have a feeling I just liked 2013 because I was more so too naive to realize any issues than I was just you know without problems, right? Uh,
Mhm.
uh, like it wasn't exactly as much that I didn't have any issues, and more so I didn't realize I had any.
Yeah.
I just didn't have an acknowledgement of my issues. So if we were to talk about like looking back on a year instead of just like taking it from face value of my experience, then I would probably say my best year would be that's a tricky one because
Yeah.
I have not had good years. um, Let me think. So, anything, two, anything, 2007 and 8 are off the charts. So let's just put it that way. Like no 2007 and 8.
Why?
Well, because I was a fucking baby.
Yeah. Fair enough.
I'd say it was, for me, it's between 4 years, which is a lot. That being 2009, 2011, 2010, and 2012. A lot, all in the same time frame. No. It's a process of elimination here.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just get rid of 2009 because it wasn't exactly because of a lack of. It wasn't because of a like I had a good year. No, it was because I had a lack of issues. So. I mean I had health issues in 2009, so there was that. But I mean, otherwise than that, like, it was just like nothing.
Yeah.
Let's see. I could probably take off 2012. Again, just like a very nothing year. Although it did precursor some of the issues that that would later plague me, but I don't know. I think we can get rid of 2012 because it was simply like the beginning of the end in terms of issues. So let's say we can get rid of that one. So it's between 2010 and 2011. And honestly, I'd have to go with 2011.
Yeah.
Because I moved. That's a weird thing. That's a weird reason to like a year, especially if you move countries during that year. But yeah, I think 2011. I just like 2011. It was a I was like that. I'd say 2011 was the first year where I was like fully self-aware, not just like, yeah, I can do actions and whatnot. No, I know who I am, right? I know who I am and who the people around me are, right? So I feel that this is, this is obviously before many of the issues would arise, or at least not that I would know of at the time, right? They were already they had been present since like before I was even born. Like the issues that currently plague me have been there since before I was even born. So I can't really comment on that much, but I'd just say 2011 was a good year because I didn't have much to worry about, right? Because I was like 4. I didn't really need to really do anything, right? I just sort of sat around and drew terrible self-portraits in blue crayon. I very fondly remember my third. I very fondly remember my third birthday because I'm going on a tangent about 2010, but I very fondly remember my third birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wanna know why? And it was because of this one fucking thing. My cake was Gru. I'm not kidding. My fucking cake was Gru. It's like the most memorable thing from 2010, which is embarrassing, but
Cake.
anyways, yeah.
Hey man, why did you think that was your best year? Cake.
Yeah. In terms of why it's like all my earlier years that I'm more fond of instead of any of my later ones. I mean, I think I've made myself pretty clear already, but again, it's because I was less aware, right? And I just had, not only was I less aware, but I was just less, like, there was less problems in general, right? I mean, I would say that, like, internal problems good. Good for your mental health. It is good at developing problem-solving skills and generally keeps your life interesting. But external problems, on the other hand, are things that you do not like, obviously. You would never like them because they just happen, right? They are things that happen and get in your way, right? So, I'd say that, yeah, after, like, I don't know, 2015-ish, like, that's when any, like, semblance of, oh, my life is good, just poof.
Oh, my worst year? Well, it would be this year, but the second worst year, 2011. You want to know why?
Why?
Andrew was born.
Oh my god, dude. Oh. Alright, well, there's that. How far away are we on the...
We're really close.
Oh, take a 90-degree turn to the left.
Tell me when to stop.
Good. Right on the dot.
Punani, here we go! I don't know.
Alright, so, yeah. Okay, well, was your best year because it was the most memorable, or would you say your best year was your most memorable, or no?
Really don't know.
Because I'd say for me, like, definitely not, but well, in terms of that, I guess, like, what was your most memorable year?
This year.
I think that's a very fair statement to make because it, most recent, right?
Yeah.
Although in terms of memorability, fuck, I would also say this year, although for different reasons than just like it happened recently. For me, I'd just say it's memorable because there were like few things happening, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'll just say, Jesus Christ. Like this year, there was just few things happening, so I was able to very easily keep track of what I was doing, right? So, all in all, yeah, years. They're confusing.